Okay, guys, I want to make this very, very clear. Okay, you do not have a winning product problem. Winning products are all out there. Okay, you do not have a logistical problem. Okay, the biggest problem you have is a marketing problem. You don't know how to sell products. Okay, because we already know the products out there that sell well. Okay, like I can go here on Shopify and I can pull up, hundreds, even thousands of products that are selling every single day. Like even a product like this, it's a power bar for fitness. Okay, losing weight, it's a very big problem. Okay, it's very easy to sell fitness products. Okay, so you can see in the last day they've done 3K, in the last week they've done 16K, and in the last month they've done about 77K. And these are all ballpark numbers. Okay, it's all relative to the traffic that's coming to their website. Okay, so the thing is, if we all have access to the same winning products and we can all find the exact same winning products, why is it that there are always outliers that outperform us in marketing? Okay, it's because we all have an execution problem. Okay, well, at least the people that are struggling to make sales or struggling to get consistent sales, you have an execution problem. Okay, you do not know how to create ads that actually sell. Okay, because most of the ads that I see, especially small businesses running and newer businesses running, is that they would pay a UGC creator like, $100, $200, and they would give them the most boring script, like talk about my product, say the benefits, say the features. Okay, there's really no reason for someone to buy. Okay, and another thing I really want you guys to understand when you're actually marketing your product, most of you guys fall under the range of, under $100,000 per month. And if you're doing less than $100,000 per month, no one cares about your brand. Okay, I see so many people focusing on the wrong things when starting a brand. Your goal is to get sales. Okay, stop focusing on brand. And I see so many brands even making brand aware ads. Okay, it's like as if people know who they are as a brand. Okay, so no one knows who you are as a brand, but you know what people do know? They do know their exact problems they're facing, which is why the ads that always do the best are problem aware ads. Because people could be scrolling and they could see your brand, okay, and they see your logo and they think, I don't care, what is this? Okay, but if they scroll and they see your ad and the first thing you talk about is, how your girlfriend talks about your bad breath, all of a sudden you resonate with your customer. Okay, all of a sudden you get the scroll stop because they're aware of their own problem of bad breath, but they don't care about your brand. Again, people buy products not because they want to support your business. They buy products for themselves. You got to remember, everyone that is shopping online, they're all selfish. Okay, they all are trying to fix problems they have. Okay, they're not just going to hand over money because you have a cool branding and a cool logo. Okay, you got to understand that the ads that you need to create have to evoke emotion, have to tell a story, have to connect and resonate with your ideal customer. Okay, so for example, I'm going to show you this brand. This brand is a very good example of positioning a problem. Like, people don't understand what a problem is. Like I always see, like, solving back pain. Like, you got to find these niche problems that, are slightly harder to solve. Like if I go over here, this store is called Oda. Okay, and pretty much what they do is they've isolated a problem, bad breath, and they've created a supplement for bad breath. Okay, I don't know how well they're doing, but they're running ads. Okay, but I thought this was a very good angle, and this is what you guys need to understand when creating these products. Okay, like, you don't have to sell this product exactly, but you have to isolate a certain problem. Okay, isolate, like, we can track this store. Okay, let's quickly track this store. So how do we track this store? So we put it in here, track, and then let's see if we can track it. Yeah, so it's a fairly new store, and we can actually see which products are doing well for them. Okay, so you can see this product here. They're doing about, so they sell a variety of products, but the product that's actually, outperforming the rest is actually the bad breath one, which I kind of knew because it isolates a problem. Because remember, when you're selling online, do not focus on brand. You have to focus on helping people. Okay, because you as a brand is irrelevant. Okay, so and people just don't care because people already know the brands, and the brands who actually spend, millions and billions of dollars on marketing a year, they do it because they want to be brand aware, okay? They have the budget behind, they have so much funding, okay? But you as a new brand, you need to position yourself as a unique problem solving product, okay? And again, I know a lot of people that would struggle with something like this, okay? Like, you know, like even something like this, okay? It's still pretty generic, bad breath, but you can go one step deeper and do the same product like this, but for bad morning breath, okay? Because every single person in the world has bad breath in the morning. It's a normal thing. But if you isolate that as a problem and position it as a problem, all of a sudden, this becomes a new problem you're solving, okay? Like it's like little things, little niche problems that people are trying to solve, okay? Like I know that every person that thinks about solving a problem always goes straight to like back pain, knee pain, bone aching. Like these problems are universal. The big brands already dominate solving those problems. You need to go one step deeper, okay? If you want to make life easier for you, you need to go one step deeper, okay? So I'm going to show you guys another example quickly, okay? And by the way, like this product, I'm not going to lie, this product probably doesn't even help your bad breath, but it's almost like a quick fix, okay? People love buying quick fixes and transformations, okay? People don't like to do the hard work, okay? Like to get good breath, I would probably assume you have to eat clean, don't eat bad foods with chemicals in it, so you have more of a natural breath, or brush your teeth more. Like I don't know exactly, but like isolating these problems really help. Because I was sitting at a table with one of my relatives and he was talking really close to me, right? And I could just smell his breath like right in front of me, like because we couldn't sit anywhere else because I was stuck in the corner somewhere. So like it is a problem. And the thing is, sometimes people are not aware of their bad breath, okay? So you can get them, like in your ad you have to be authentic and tell a story, like maybe do like blow on your hand, and if you smell your hand, or like lick your hand and you smell your saliva and it stinks, then you know that you have bad breath. So you have to try and make them aware of their problem, okay? And again, it's not just about isolating the problem and telling them, here's the quick fix. You have to tell a story in your ad, okay? Which is what I go through inside my inner circle. If you guys want to join, there is a link below, but I only accept a certain type of person. Again, my ideal customer, I only accept ideal people. Again, quickly, I just want to quickly show you guys another brand, okay? So this is a brand here that I founded. This was actually a product that I really was going to sell. I was so ready to sell it. Like I bought the product, so I don't know if you guys can see that. So you can see here. And when I bought the product, that's what I do. A little trick that I want you guys to do is, if you want to start a brand, buy your product from your competitor, okay? So this is a product right here, and buy it from your competitor. And what will happen is, if you buy it from your competitor, you can see the exact things that they're emailing you, and the exact funnels they're using to sell you the product, okay? So I bought this product, and another thing you can see is when you order a product, at the end of your order there's an order number, okay? And it actually says the exact amount of orders they have done throughout their lifetime. And when I ordered this product, you guys won't guess how many units of this product they've sold, okay? This is their best-selling product out of the 3 card games. It's like conversation cards, but they had $150,000 orders, okay, which equates to like something like $8 million in sales, okay, which is insane, guys, for such a basic product, okay? But once I show you guys the marketing of Tails, I'll see if I can just put this into Shop Hunter real quick. So if I add a shop, we can actually see the rough sales, but I already know they do a lot of money because I ordered the product and I could see their order number, okay? So that's a little trick. And another trick is, if you don't want to order, looks like we couldn't track down, but what we can do is we'll look in the ad library for tails.com, okay? So we can break down why this, like, again, guys, this is a winning product, guys, but it comes, like, you guys can sell this too, but it really just comes down to your execution, okay? How are you going to sell this better than the person already selling it, okay? Or what can you do more? That's all you have to think about, okay? So if I just save one of these ads to Foreplay, it's a software that I use, it should be able to tell us their best performing ads. Just give it a second, and then if we load it up here, it should go into our swipe file. Okay, and I'll show you all how to do this in the inner circle, but for now, I'm just going to quickly break down what you would need to do. So it comes into your swipe file right here. Okay, and then I'll let it load. And then what we do is we click on here and then we track the brand in Spider, okay? And what we want to do is we want to add the brand. You can see there's other brands that I'm tracking right now, but this is a new brand that I just added. So what we can see now is we can break down their best performing ads, okay? So this one's been running for 95 days. Last month, I divorced my husband. I never felt lonelier in our marriage. Then I found these cards that gave them a chance. Now we stay up all night talking. I can't believe we finally connect again. Every couple should have this, okay? So this is a couples version. Again, this is something that's really important that a lot of people don't understand when they're buying UGC ads or creating ads. Like this is a static ad, like UGC ad, static ad, it's all the same thing to me, okay? So what you got to understand is, again, how did they turn this into something that people connected with, okay? They told a story, okay? You have to somehow set aside all benefits and features. How can you tell a story about your product? Again, this is the product they're selling. This is obviously the couples version, but this is the life story. So this couples cards helping people save their marriage because people don't know what to talk about, okay? They struggle in conversating with people. Okay, so it's really important how you execute, okay? So this is why this ad, like it's such a simple ad, they've been running it for 90 days, it's probably a top performer because it's able to connect with the customer emotionally. Because if you're divorced and your relationship with your partner is not strong, you need these conversation cards. That's pretty much what they're doing. They're positioning a problem-solving product. And the thing is, you would never have thought of this problem if I didn't tell you about this problem. Because people, when they think about problem-solving product, they think knee pain, back pain. They think it's physical, like physical problems. And it's 90% of the time, it's never a physical problem, okay? Like, yes, let the brands who want to sell back pain, posture correctors, let them sell that because that's probably the most competitive space out there, okay? We want to dig deeper. There's so many niche problems out here. I feel like guys, I run 3 brands and I wish I could start 100 brands, but I just don't have the time. And if I start that many brands, I'm gonna scatter all my focus, but focusing on a few brands is my strong point, okay? I'm able to really dial in because I don't want to run 100,000 brands. That's why I'm sharing with you guys these products and these ideas, okay? So again, this ad is nothing special. Like I see so many people spending $300 on UGC creators and UGC videos that all their videos just flop because they don't understand that you have to tell a story. You have to connect with your customer emotionally, okay? So let's look at another ad, okay? This one here. Again, last month I divorced, another top performing like this. So once you find a format that works, what you do is double down, okay? It's like with anything. You find something that works, double down. Make the most of it, okay? Before everyone starts copying you, okay? This one's been running for 90 days, so this is a video, so we're gonna quickly break this down.
Is there a song or album that always reminds you of family road trips? If you had to hide a body, who in the family would you call to help you? What's a tradition our family has that you've never seen anyone else do?
Okay, so what this is helping you tell stories, okay, helping you conversate. So what they're showing you is the family version, because they have different versions. They have the life story version, and I think an ad that I saw for this was actually when they are trying to get stories out of their grandparents. Okay, that was a really good angle they were using to get stories out of their grandparents. This is the life story edition, but this is the family version, and you guys can see, obviously this is their best-selling product, but once you have that best-selling product, that's when you start to develop an ecosystem of products, okay? Like, I'm going to be honest, okay? You see this brand here. They started selling this product. They've sold 100,000 of this product, but once they found this sells, they're able to double down. They have a couples version, they have a family version, and then the next one they're gonna have even more. Like, it's unlimited the amount of things, and then and I'm sure they have a bundle where you can buy all 3 at the same time, right? So this is the problem of communication. All right, so let's go back to here. We'll break it down. Like, obviously that's just a simple UGC ad, but what's also, let's go down to something. Yeah, this is the one. Okay,
my dad is reaching an age where his stories can be lost forever. With this interview kit, I learned so much about my dad. Look, here he...
Okay, there we go. Again, why is this ad working? The reason these ads are working is because they evoke emotion. They tell a story. And I bet you these guys don't even have... Oh, they do. Like in these videos, you don't really even need call to actions at the end, okay? Because Facebook does it automatically for you, okay? So let's watch it quickly. I don't want to take too long. So let's put the play speed up a bit.
My dad is reaching an age where his stories can be lost forever. With this interview kit, I learned so much about my dad. Look, here he is talking about his first car, and here about stupid things he did as a teenager.
In our wild days, we rigged up a sketchy rope swing at the old quarry.
Even about well thought out plans to skip school.
Like people connect with this on such an emotional level. It's so easy. Like you could probably sell this card game for like $100. People would still buy it. It's because people are connected emotionally. They're more worried about, you know, how they're gonna lose their grandparents and the story's never gonna come out. Okay, like those stories are probably worth, you know, thousands of dollars because, you know, I don't know why, it's just sentimental. Okay, like it's rare when something's gone, right?
I wish I had these cards when my mom was still alive.
Like, you know how much emotion this is evoking you, like pursuing you to buy this product? Look, it's like they're showing the emotion, they're showing the fun they're having, like they're showing the actual customer, the type of customer. Like another thing that people get wrong when running their ads is they choose the wrong creator, okay? You have to choose a creator that fits your ideal custom profile, okay? Like who are you selling to? Like for example, let's say for example you're selling cleaning products. All your UGC ads or video ads or ads in general should have women's aged 40 plus, okay? You should not even think about having younger creators because they're not the ones clean. Like they don't really clean, I don't think, right? I don't know, but you get what I mean, okay?
Clear instructions guided me on how to interview and record our conversations with Dad. All I had to do was pick a question from the card deck, ask my dad, and enjoy the stories he tells. I'm happy.
Like I'm sure if we look into, okay, so that brand has sold over $8 million worth of, you know, conversation cards, okay? And if we look into shopping right here, you can see $15, $7, $6. You know, obviously this is a competitor. These guys are doing well as well. But for the most part, the other conversation cards out there are pretty generic, and it's because they don't know how to execute on their marketing, okay? So it really comes down to how you execute a product, because you gotta understand, we all have access to these products. We all know exactly, like especially now, like even like you can see here, like you can see the combo cards right here. Okay, I'll pull one out. Okay, the reason I bought this product was because I was pretty much not gonna copy them, but I was just gonna look at the type of questions, okay? And it's not like I was struggling to, you know, find questions for this brand that I was going to start, okay? It's because I wanted to understand what they were doing well, okay? And how they packaged it, the type of packaging they were using. I buy from my competitors because I break down what they do well and see if I can create it myself, okay? And I'm not going to tell you guys the plan of what I'm going to do with this product, but I might say in the inner circle with my main students. But the thing is, what I want to get through to you is that these cards are not special. You can use ChatGPT to write all these cards, okay? It's never been easier to start a brand like this. Like the barrier to entry is so low for products. What you guys have to nail is the content. You have to nail the ads, okay? That is the only factor of determining whether you're successful or not. And people just don't understand how to create ads that evoke emotion, desire, and align with your ideal customer, okay? Like I see so many people doing the wrong hooks as well, okay? Like I see people doing like a weird transition hook that has nothing to do with your video. You gotta understand, you want to get attention on your ad, but you want to get attention from people who actually are in your specific niche, okay? So don't just make any hook. You need to attract buyers from your own niche, okay? Like even if we break down, and it has a lot to do with what people see and what people read, okay? So let's look at one more, last one, and we'll see. And I'll tell you what I mean by this, okay?
You feel like you are losing your partner, watch this.
Again, if you feel like you're losing your partner, watch this. So anyone else that's not about to lose their partner or doesn't have a partner, they're off this video because they don't care. They just don't care. Okay, so now you've attracted the people who, so now it's almost like what you're saying in the ad is almost like a funnel, okay? It's like a filter. So it filters people out that are not interested about your product. So that's why I see a lot of people that make really, really like eye-catching hooks, but it has nothing to do with what they're selling, okay? So this is why this is a good example of an ad that works. It calls out someone specifically.
You know what kills a relationship faster than cheating on someone? Not having real conversations. I mean those deep talks where you truly connect, where you feel like you are losing your partner. Watch this. You know what kills a relationship faster than cheating?
So what they're doing is now they haven't sold the product yet. Okay, you gotta understand, they haven't sold the product, they haven't even introduced the product. They're isolating the problem. Okay, that's what you need to do in your ad. You need to isolate the problem first. You just got to inform people of what the problem they're actually currently facing. Okay, you got to inform them, because you can't just say, this is the product, come buy. Okay, because you can't say buy this product and then explain why they should buy. You have to position the problem first.
You feel like you are losing your partner. Watch this. You know what kills a relationship faster than cheating on someone? Not having real conversation.
So what kills a relationship faster than cheating on someone? Okay, so that's already pretty bad.
Faster than cheating on someone?
So the problem is that it's worse than cheating. So all of a sudden, everyone's listening. The people that are interested are still listening because they're hooked. They're hooked onto the story. They want to know what's worse than cheating.
Having real conversations. I mean those deep talks where you truly connect, where you feel seen and heard and just really understood by your partner. Once those stop, your relationship dies a slow and painful death.
Everyone knows that if your communication with your partner goes dry, you're likely going to, end up breaking up with them.
But it does not have to be that way. These conversation cards completely changed our relationship. Literally last night we stayed up until 2 a.m. talking about our dreams and our insecurities, and just things we've never...
So they're positioning their couples conversation cards as a relationship saver, okay? Like they're like, if I was selling, I would be like, replace your therapy, instead of paying, how much is therapy? I've never done therapy before, but let's say, for example, therapy is like $1,000. Like, instead of paying $1,000 for therapy, we use this to save our relationship. Okay, like, these are the little things you gotta understand about ads that no one tells. Like, I see no one really talking about. You have to really get your customer to understand what kind of story you're telling. Okay, like, and isolate the problem. It's more about the problem, not about your brand. I see so many people focusing on brand before the problem. And the main people that I see focusing on brand are the people that just have larger budgets, okay? The people that have larger budgets usually splash around money. Like, see so many people, new businesses that get funding from VCs or something, and they would get a 300K budget to build this brand, and they would spend like 100K on brand building. Like, no one cares, bro. You're a new brand. Let's get sales first. Let's figure out if people actually want your product.
Never shared. After 16 years together, these cards are helping me discover new things about my partner. Now every date feels like those early days where you just can't stop talking. We even canceled our Netflix. It turns out that real connection actually beats binge watching any day. And these are perfect whether you're together or miles apart. You can do them on FaceTime. Seriously, go get these Tails cards today. I am telling you, your relationship deserves better than small talk.
There we go. Another angle, is small talk. If you have really bad small talk, you have one word conversations, it's not good, right? Like, you got to isolate these problems, okay? And I'm sure if you go on Alibaba, you can search conversation cards. Okay, so you can see I don't know how much they're charging, it's for less than $1, 100,000 sold. Yeah, so it's not really that expensive for conversation cards. I'd say $1, $2 max. And look at the margins these guys are selling it for, okay? This is one example of many products that I'm going to show you every single day. I'm going to try and make a video every single day exposing all these products, because I want you guys to understand. Look, they're selling for $62. I want you guys to understand that the product is the easy part. Is the easiest part. I'll give you all the products, okay? But your execution is way more important. This is why I tell everyone to focus 99% of your time on creatives. I actually tell people, don't even worry about your website, okay? Just have a photo of your product and add to cart button. But if you're able to tell a great story and to connect with your customer, you pretty much That's all. That's 99% of the effort is in the marketing. Okay, you need to focus all on the marketing, all on how you tell stories, how you connect with customers, connection, resonation. I don't even know what that was. Resonate with your customer. Okay. Again, like you can see, like all these products, the suppliers are all out there. There's millions of suppliers. The supply is endless. You're never going to run out of products. But you know what? We are limited in. We're limited in good marketers. That's what we're limited in. Because you can see you get this product for $1 or $2, and you're selling it for $62. Okay, $62. Okay, shipping is probably like $10. Okay, so you have pretty much $50 to spend on advertising. Okay, and if you're able to get a customer for like $30-$40, you're still very, very profitable. You're still at like 25% margin, 20% margins. Okay, and there's a lot of repeat customers. Okay, you can always come out with new card ideas, but your goal is to connect with people, make people's lives better. Okay, transform people's lives, solve unique problems. Stop solving these problems of like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, everyone that comes to me is always trying to solve back pain or posture pain. Like, there's so many niches, sub-niches of problems, of little problems. I'll show you all of them, okay? So that, I'll make life easy for you. I'll make life so easy for you. You only have to focus on the marketing. Like, AI can build your website. AI can write the copy. AI can do everything. You need to focus on connecting with people, okay? But this video is getting a little bit too long. But I hope you enjoyed this video, okay? More videos coming. Let me know in the comments how you like this video, okay? So I'll see you guys in the next one.